Lewis-Skelly's push to start in midfield for Arsenal. It has never been a straightforward journey for Miles Lewis-Skelly into the Arsenal first team. The 19-year-old's development has been rapid since his breakthrough in the 2024-25 season. He took his chance when injury was rife in the Arsenal squad to become one of the best young full-backs in the Premier League. That form led to him breaking into the England squad and, in March 2025, Lewis-Skelly became the youngest man to score on England debut when he claimed the opener in a 2-0 win against Albania at Wembley. A few months later, the academy graduate was rewarded with a new 5-year contract. What was most impressive about his breakthrough is that left back is not even Lewis-Skelly's natural position. The teenager came through Arsenal's Hale End Academy as a midfielder and has always maintained that as his best position, even if the role of full-back provided him the platform to showcase his talents in the Gunners' first team. The attributes that show why he was so highly rated during his time in the academy were easy to spot, even while starting in Arsenal's back four. His ability to invert into midfield, protect the ball in tight spaces, and burst away from opposition players are up there with some of the best in the division. However, despite such a strong finish to his first campaign, last season was much more of a test for the teenager. Defender Riccardo Calafiori, who Arsenal signed for £42 million in 2024, regained his fitness, and the Italy international's versatility and maverick nature when going forward plays such a big part in the team's attack. Meanwhile, Mikel Arteta also brought in defender Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen on loan with an option to buy, which the club have now turned into a permanent deal. With both players older and carrying more experience than Lewis-Skelly, minutes were hard to come by for the youngster. Arteta said himself he had been tough on Lewis-Skelly, but with Martin Zubimendi's performances fading towards the end of last season, Lewis-Skelly was finally given a chance to showcase his ability in midfield against Fulham with 4 games of the Premier League campaign remaining. His performance was so good that Lewis-Skelly then started all but one game in the end-of-season run-in, as Arsenal won the Premier League title and were beaten by Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League final. Football in this era is as much about the business as it is about the game on the pitch, and, with Lewis-Skelly an academy graduate, if the club were to sell him, he would present pure profit on the balance sheet. That is something that supporters do not like to hear, especially with a player who is one of their own and has such a bond with the club. And that debate is something that Lewis-Skelly is aware of himself, writing the caption, "Pure Profit," on a picture of himself with the Premier League trophy when Arsenal celebrated the title at Selhurst Park on the final day of last season. Arsenal want to be a sustainable club, and the transfer market encourages trading. That is something that is greatly needed for the Gunners who, despite having room in their finances, have to think about selling after spending about £250 million on new players last summer. The club had considered listening to offers for Lewis-Skelly, but his excellent end to the season in his preferred central midfield position has been noted, and that may have sparked a rethink over his status this summer. It is important to note that the Gunners are moving closer to completing the signing of Newcastle captain Bruno Guimaraes for a fee which could be up to £80 million. An arrival of that quality could put a barrier in front of Lewis-Skelly's route into the first team. But Lewis-Skelly's talent, ability and history at Arsenal will always have him as a contender for game time, and this season could present him with a clear run at starting for the Gunners in midfield. The World Cup's late finish, and the number of Arsenal players involved in the tournament mean his competitors for a starting place are going to be behind him in match fitness. Captain Martinodegaard, England midfielders Declan Rice and Eberechi Eze, as well as Zubimendi and Mikel Merino, who won the tournament with Spain, are all yet to join up fully with the Arsenal squad.